Alright, Pistons fans, this is part 2 of 3. The first video was on Monty Williams, and now we're going to be getting into the staff, the assistant coaches that the Pistons just added to the roster. But before we get into all of that, please make sure that you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into this. So I knew that the Pistons were assembling a pretty good staff, but I didn't really, understand the impact of it until yesterday at Monty Williams' press conference. So put the image on the screen. Obviously we have Monty Williams, but look at the rest of the roster that we have. Stephen Silas, Dan Burke, Brian Randall, Jarrett Jack, Steve Scalzi, Jamel McMillan, Nate McMillan's son, Spencer Rivers, Doc Rivers' son. I mean, look at that squad right there. And I'm going to give you all a little bit of information on some of the guys, and then after that I'm going to play a clip from Monty Williams speaking about Stephen Silas. So let's talk about Jarrett Jack. Jarrett Jack was known as, kind of a journeyman guy, especially towards the end of his career. I mainly know him for his days on the Hornets, especially if anybody played NBA 2K, you know that Jarrett Jack was a really good player on that game. In his career, he played a total of 867 games. He averaged 11 points and 4 assists for the entirety of his career. So I was very surprised to find out that we have Jarrett Jack, of all guys, to be on the roster, but it's a great thing. He was a guard during his career, and we have a multitude of guards right now on the roster who need help getting to the next level. So the next guy that we have is Stephen Silas. Now, I don't have to say too much about him because, as I said, Monty, in the clip that I'm going to play, he's going to say a lot about Stephen Silas. But Stephen, he was with the Hornets and the Cavs and the Warriors, the Mavs, and Houston. We have Dan Burke, who he's been in the league since 1989. He started off with the Portland Trail Blazers back when they were at the top of the league, and he actually coached in 3 conference finals, and he appeared in 2 NBA finals. So Dan Burke is just another guy to add to the team who's had experience, who's been there before, just help out the roster. And then lastly, Dwayne Casey is technically still with the Detroit Pistons. I know we can all say what we want to say about Casey, but I'm just talking about a culmination of guys, including Dwayne Casey, Dan Burke, all of the knowledge that's just going to be thrown around here. It's just going to be amazing to see. We won't really have too much excuses in terms of who's to blame, because if we look towards the coaches, it's hard to critique most of them because we just have so much depth in the coaching position right now. But that's basically all that I have to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Play the Monty Williams clip right now.
Hi Monty, Brandon Dent of Uber Sports. Can you speak to the relationship between you and Stephen Silas and what you envision him being here, a part of the Pistons organization?
Yeah, I mean, Stephen's, we all know he's a great coach. He had a situation in Houston that's a lot like this. He had a young team that he had to navigate and teach and go through some rough times. But the person that he is something that I've admired for a while. He and I have gotten to know each other over the years, and it's amazing how we kind of fell into him coming here, because I hadn't even thought about him being the lead assistant. And then as time progressed, and I was talking to a few guys and they had other situations, and Spencer, my agent, and I were just going down the list, and we brought up Stephen's name, and we thought he was going to go somewhere else. And so we called him and told him what we wanted to do in his position and what we thought it would look like. And he didn't tell me right away. He told Spencer that it had him thinking and basically messed him up. And instead of going to the other place, he decided to come here because, like me, he believed in what Troy had told me, the generosity of Mr. Gores and the players that we have on the roster. He didn't even know about all of the other variables that you see and feel when you walk in this building. He hasn't experienced that yet, but he's going to be the lead assistant. He's been a head coach. I think he's someone that will call me up when I get off track. I think he's somebody that can relate to the loneliness of the head coaching position. And so he'll be somebody that I lean on for a lot, along with the other members on the staff.